Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. In the Battle of Uhud, the Prophet ﷺ lost so many of his companions, family members, and people that are very, very close to him, including his uncle Hamza radiallahu anhu. Over 70 of the companions, the best of human beings, died as shuhada on that day. The Prophet ﷺ was steering silently, but then he saw this elderly woman walking around the battlefield searching for her husband and her son that were fighting with the Prophet ﷺ. So he asked her if he could help, and then she basically was so happy that the Prophet was still alive, but she's still looking for her own family. So the Prophet ﷺ walked with her, and eventually they realized that both her husband and her son were killed in battle. The woman was extremely sad, and she was in so much grief, and she was crying, and the Prophet ﷺ himself was steering silently, and he gazed off to the horizon and said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَيُفْعَلُ هَذَا بِرَسُولِكَ? This happens to your own Prophet. It was a moment when the severe pain that the Prophet ﷺ felt caused him to be unable to see the wisdom behind all the slaughter and behind all the killing that claimed the lives of so many good men. And that is a moment that every single one of us experiences when we lose someone. Getting the news of Muslims in this country being targeted because they're Muslim, or family, relatives and friends overseas in war-torn countries that are falling right and left every single day, leaves us with heavy hearts, and sometimes we're not able to see the wisdom behind it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to the Prophet ﷺ on that day a verse in Surah Al Imran to help set the record straight, to help him cope with that loss of life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed in Surah Al Imran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن يمسسكم قرح فقد مس القوم قرح مثله وتلك الأيام نداولها بين الناس وليعلم الله الذين آمنوا ويتخذ منكم شهداء والله لا يحب الظالمين. In this remarkable verse in Surah Al Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you the 4 principles of coping when someone you love so much passes away, and there is a loss of life that you experience. Number 1, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, if calamity touches you, know that calamity touched the lives of other people as well. So you are not unique in that regard. There is precedence for it, and that immediately makes you feel, Alhamdulillah, I am not the only one that is touched by this misfortune. Number 2, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you that the days of fortune and misfortune are apportioned among men. If you suffer from days of misfortune, inshallah, eventually things will turn around and they will become days of fortune. And if you enjoy, fortune right now, don't take it for granted. Work hard in order to earn it, because it could be taken away from you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shares with you this second lesson and this second coping mechanism from the ayah as well. Number 3, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you that it is He that selects the shuhada, those who with their own lives bear witness to the truth. And that comforts you when you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala selects the martyrs. He selects the shuhada, and it gets you to focus on yourself and to possibly ask yourself, am I shahada material? Will Allah Azza wa Jal select me to become a shaheed? And then you strive in your life to reach that level, and possibly if you don't reach it in this life, Allah Azza wa Jal might still grant you the maqam, might still grant you the status of shuhada on the Day of Judgment. And finally, the ayah also teaches you that in the course of reacting to calamity, you should never allow yourself to inflict injustice upon others, for Allah does not like the transgressors. So whatever you do and whatever you say, make sure that you do not use unjust methods to react and that you do not retaliate, and that you always follow the example of the Prophet ﷺ. I ask Allah to protect each and every one of you from calamity, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the strength to cope with that calamity if it is His wisdom and it is His desire for calamity to befall us. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to gather all of us and the shuhada in His Jannah. Ameen. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.